And so I'm wondering if we could talk a little bit about vulnerability. What would you say is your definition of vulnerability?
Yeah, well, I use some other words to reflect on this idea of vulnerability, and the words that come to my mind are openness, um, authentic, real, like taking off the armor or peeling off like the protective layers and sharing from the heart is how I view vulnerability. And it's difficult to share. Uh, it can be really hard to get to that place of openness and trust. Trust is definitely a key piece to consider with vulnerability. But I was really inspired by the writing and the work of Brené Brown. And for listeners, she has a great TED Talk called The Power of Vulnerability. And her book, Daring Greatly, was the first work I read by her. And she shared that while it's very difficult for the person who's bearing their soul and putting themselves out there for criticism, right? And just putting themselves out there for the public to make comments and whatnot, it's difficult, but that is an act of courage. And others, when we see people do that, what she refers to as daring greatly, referencing a Teddy Roosevelt quote about it's not the critic who counts. It's the one who like is in the arena.
Man in the arena.
Yeah, the man in the arena, right? But just going for it is what matters, and I think that's what vulnerability is just putting yourself out there and sharing who you are as a human being.
So, what's funny is that Brene Brown is actually going to be on our show next week. And when I read this, that you like look to her and whatnot, I actually have a surprise for you. Brene. No, I'm just kidding. She's not coming on.
You got me. You got me so good.
No, she's not coming on.
We're like on a TV show. She's like hanging out.
I tried. I've sent her a message, but she hasn't responded. So